The next question is: true or false, the data center conducts third-party security audits? Option A: true. Option B: false. The correct answer is Option A: true. Azure Data Center third-party reports confirm evidence of Azure security. You can develop your solution on a platform created using the world's strictest security and compliance standards. Independent audit reports are available demonstrating that Azure complies with ISO 27001, ISO 27018, SOC 1, SOC 2, SOC 3, FedRAMP, HIT-RUST, MTCS, IRAP, and ENS security controls. The next question is: true or false, users can use their data center to deploy Azure services? Option A: true. Option B: false. The correct answer is Option A: true. Users can use Azure Stack to deploy services using their own data center. Azure Stack is an on-premises version of Azure service that allows you to build an environment based on the same technology and management infrastructure as Microsoft Azure. The next question is: true or false, Microsoft employees can access the data center? Option A: true. Option B: false. The correct answer is Option B: false. Even if you are an Azure employee of Microsoft, you are not even informed of the location of the data center except for specific administrators. Microsoft has a department that is solely responsible for the design, construction, and operation of the physical facilities that support Azure. This team is focused on maintaining state-of-the-art physical security. Microsoft employs a layered physical security approach to reduce the risk of unauthorized users gaining physical access to data and data center resources. Data centers managed by Microsoft offer multiple layers of security protection. Specifically, they approve access around the facility, around the building, inside the building, and on each floor of the data center. The next question is: true or false? The payment model of Azure services can be flexibly chosen as either capital expenditure, CapEx, or operating expenditure, OpEx. Option A: true. Option B: false. The correct answer is Option A: true. Enterprise Agreement, EA, subscriptions and Azure Reserved instances are CapEx solutions, but pay-as-you-go subscriptions are also available and are considered OpEx. Azure gives you the flexibility to choose. The next question is: true or false, using the cloud is cost-effective because you can increase or decrease virtual machines on demand? Option A: true. Option B: false. The correct answer is Option A: true. In the cloud, it can be cost-effective in cases where demand fluctuations are large. Azure Virtual Machine Scale Sets allow you to create and manage groups of load-balanced VMs. This allows you to optimize costs by flexibly increasing or decreasing virtual machines according to the load. The next question is: true or false, using the cloud is cost-effective because it provides managed traffic control? Option A: true. Option B: false. The correct answer is Option B: false. The fact that traffic control is provided in a managed manner does not affect cost reduction in response to fluctuations in demand. By using the cloud, you can use traffic distribution processing such as ELB and network traffic control such as firewall. This does not specifically guarantee cost efficiency in response to fluctuations in demand. The next question is: which of the following is an example of Azure's IaaS service? Option A: Azure Virtual Machine. Option B: Azure Virtual Machine. Option C: Azure App Service. Option D: Azure SQL Database. The correct answer is Option A: Azure Virtual Machine. Azure Virtual Machines, VMs, are virtual servers that allow you to create dedicated computing resources in minutes. It can be used like a physical desktop or server computer. This is a typical IaaS. Option B is incorrect. Azure Synapse Analytics is a PaaS-type service that provides a data warehouse. Option C is incorrect. Azure App Service is a PaaS-type service that provides a development environment. Option D is incorrect. Azure SQL Database is a PaaS-type service that provides a relational database. The next question is: you are creating a new Azure account and implementing role-based access control using an Azure policy. Option A: create a resource group. Option B: create a user group. Option C: create a policy definition. Option D: create an initiative definition. The correct answer is Option D: create an initiative definition. The Azure Policy Initiative allows you to group multiple related policy definitions. Working with groups as a single item simplifies allocation and management. For example, you can group related, tagged policy definitions into a single initiative. Instead of assigning each policy individually, you can apply a policy initiative. Option A is incorrect. Resource group is a function that groups Azure resources to improve management. Option B is incorrect. There is no function called user group. Option C is incorrect. Policy definitions are rules that are written in JSON format that you set in Azure policies. This is not the correct answer. The next question is: true or false, using the cloud makes it possible to create a multi-OS configuration, which is cost-effective. Option A: true. Option B: false. The correct answer is Option B: false. The multi-OS configuration functions as ensuring availability in the event of a failure, rather than responding to fluctuations in demand. Redundant applications with a multi-OS configuration can run without interruption in the event of a single data center failure. This is not a cost benefit, but a guarantee of availability. The next question is: true or false, you can asynchronously replicate data between multiple regions for disaster recovery protection. Option A: true. Option B: false. The correct answer is Option A: true. You can use availability zones within one Azure region to synchronously replicate applications and data for high availability, and asynchronously replicate across multiple Azure regions for disaster recovery protection. The next question is: true or false? You plan to create about 10 custom virtual machines to develop your web application. These virtual machines are a combination of Windows-based virtual machines with the same configuration, and Linux machines with the same configuration. In this scenario, the same availability zone can be selected to hold both Windows and Linux Azure virtual machines. Option A: true. Option B: false. The correct answer is Option A: true. When utilizing Azure virtual machines, you can place both Windows or Linux Azure virtual machines in the same availability zone.